Hello Beans, I'm the shell of a man labelled Roy Thomas Down, and I'm sharing a document I've just written. As always, I haven't practiced in the delivery of this. I'm not here to perform, I'm here to share and inform. This is available here as a video, and I've uploaded the document to my 3 social pages on Facebook, LinkedIn and X, should you wish to grab a copy or have a read through yourself. I'm going to go through it without finish, and I hope it's received with the love with which it's delivered. Greenland, a nation under threat. Is this the best solution? In my humble opinion, I would say 100%. A few introductory thoughts. Greenland is a sovereign territory, so to speak, and to the best of my knowledge can self-determine with the guidance of the Danish government. It's part of Kingdom. Decision-making processes aside, in the global marketplace, any foreign nation threatening to invade another is an act of war if carried out. I'll come back to Ukraine and Taiwan towards the end of the document. In actual fact, having written the document, that's not the case. I'll deal with it another time. The USA has taken that step as judge, jury and executioner of the world by force and self-determined right. That is a right that does not exist. Yet still, the demented and idiotic child dictator of this new fascist regime, led by the socio-psychopath puppet Trump, is choosing to bully the whole world. The idiot who demanded the Nobel Peace Prize. This is kindergarten behaviour. Bullies act when they have the backing. That would be the combined US military forces, plus other domestic agencies. So essentially, Trump is an emotionally unstable coward. Remember and realise, bullies only persist when you do not stand up to them. The problem with weaponry of any kind is that it lends itself to the false feeling of invincibility due to the willingness of those combined armed forces, for example, to die for the megalomaniac leader who remains delusional and a threat to world peace. This is a rallying cry to all free Americans. I always thought it was God first, then country, and then people via the presidential office. I might be wrong. Yet we still see the difference of the fascist ideal. A blanket willingness to murder anyone and everyone, even their own peoples, US citizens, as well as the people of the world. They will kill with the slightest provocation. This has been seen already. This is a country in the worst crisis, a country unhinged for sure, all based on greed, ego and nothing more, regardless of what the idiot Trump or his sycophants say. I say again how struck I am by the fact that the ability to impeach lies ready and waiting for a few good men and women to impeach and remove the idiot Trump. Charge him with murder, fraud, corruption at the highest level, and maybe, just maybe, the integrity of the USA can begin to be rebuilt. Men of courage, conviction, faith, a sense of duty to the people you must serve against all threats, foreign and domestic, including the President of the United States. I believe these true patriots could be found within the combined armed services and the intelligence communities. Time will tell. Make no mistake here. History and God, that would be me and you. I've explained all of this, so read it and come back to me if you want. Will judge all of you in this moment. That's not a threat, it's a fact. There's close to 350 million people in the US. Trump supporters suggest an allegiance of around 70 million. Does this mean that close to 280 million people, US citizens, some with generations upon generations of history in that country, are now under the threat of death for non-compliance, or if they dare to criticise those fascist idiots and their tin pot dictator? Is it now ICE, the National Guard, the FBI, the White House administration, the Supreme Court judges, the two houses of people's representation? Are they all in this together? The minority? Wielding power against the timid, the fearful, your countrymen and women. If they want civil war, give it to them and be damned. Trying to restore right-mindedness and good faith and in justice and law exactly as your forefathers would have done. I pray you find the strength in purpose and courage to do the right thing for the people, your country and the world. Now I'm going to move on to the solution. Preventing World War III. This is an attack on an innocent and peaceful nation for nothing more than greed. It is also an attack against its partner as part of the kingdom in Denmark, an active NATO member. Ergo, if the USA invades Greenland, it is an act of war by the USA directly against NATO, which America enjoys membership of, making the actions of this wannabe global dictator all the more astonishing. It is as though he courts world war. If the trade embargo on essential and high-ticket items were withheld, the impact on America would come quickly. Additionally, an international NATO-led International Security Assistance Force should be deployed on Greenland, and the American servicemen stationed there asked to leave or face internment into a holding camp. A handful of American volunteers could stay to watch over their assets on the ground, but without full operational control, just radio communication to the US to advise of their personal safety, as well as the security of their ground-based assets. Please understand, and I choose my words very carefully here, I see this as potentially a very important moment in the history of world peace and global cooperation. Or of itself, this is an opportunity for a new era in global cooperation, as fate would have it. Like any mining operation, if you dig through enough shit, you're bound to find some treasure. Well, this situation is a pile of shit, but I can see the treasure in our hands. To curb the obvious greed displayed in Venezuela with the distribution of their sovereign assets without their authority, and to protect the long-term interests of Greenland and Denmark, first and foremost, in addition to the rest of the world, can you consider an agreement between yourselves and all other interested parties? This is addressing Greenland and Denmark. First and importantly, Russia and China and interested NATO members. Expressions of interest could come from any corner of the globe and be recognised and registered. One price for all on everything, perhaps. No squabbling. Perhaps Greenland/Denmark could form a national company to oversee the extraction and distribution of rare earth minerals, etc., so it stays under the complete control of the globally recognised sovereign nations, Greenland and Denmark. A Greenland Pact could be signed by all nations who are invested in the best outcome for global peace and shared prosperity under international law. Trust would be established here, compromise recognised all over. Faith, hope and justice would prevail. That, in essence, is my solution. America would do well to remember this planet accommodates over 8 billion people. You are just 350 million at best, and maybe that number will drop in the US once they've finished killing their citizens en masse, your citizens. Ultimately, you face the combined might of the world at your doorstep, asking for immediate change in governance in what seems to be one of the most corrupt countries, top to bottom, in the world. An accusation you've laid at the feet of many since the Second World War ended, and one that led you to seek change in each instance. America, it's time to put your house in order, to remove the poison from the vine, to heal thyself with the sharpest blade. The world watches America, and I believe the world is ready. Make no mistake, I am sovereign, I am that I am God, as you are also. You would do well to remember who you are, find your faith, your courage, and your glory. Godspeed to all of us. I remain your servant in love, a shell of a man, yet God nonetheless, as you are also. Love all round beings.